Okay, we're back for episode 16. I can't believe we're already on episode 16.
16, yeah.
And it's, the work we're doing today is going to be a little bit short. We're going to do a half a day. Guys, this guy's not here. Suffered through an injury, and hopefully he'll be back soon and we can get moving on that engine. But in the meantime, we've got a couple of things we want to start with. We're going to work on this box, and I think 2 episodes ago you get to see the box. So we're going to straighten this out. This side of the box, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, is leaning just a little bit over. And so we're gonna get that straightened out. We'll show you that in a minute. Other than that, we got a little more welding to do. I missed a couple spots near the motor mount on the frame. We're going to do that today, and probably knock off around lunch hour. It's going to get hot out today. Anything else you want to do today, Len?
No, but I want to say what a phenomenal job you did on the tailgate from what it was. It's just
we saved it.
New life back to this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a wonderful job.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, really happy about that.
All right, and we need this to straighten the box, so we're going to fit it up and show you how that works. So stick around. Before we get going on this episode, I want to take us back just a little bit. I did some more work on the tailgate that I didn't include in the last video, but I thought it was worth showing. So one of the problems I pointed out in the last one that I didn't know how to solve is that we had a section about here where there was a lot of dents. It kind of flattened this thing out, and I didn't really have a good way to get that cleaned up. Let me show you what I did to fix that. So I was talking to my friend Mike, and we were kind of looking at this, trying to figure out what's a good way to do it. And what we both agreed is if we had a big slug of steel, maybe weld a cap onto it and just drive it in, drive it right past each of these, we might be able to flatten those out. And who cares if it stays in there, just leave it in. So that was kind of the going in premise. I spent a little more time thinking about it, and turns out, I've got some 3/4 pipe, but it's way too skinny to go in there. But I do have a union collar for these. So I can put that on. That's a little too big to go in there. So that's when I decided just to maybe shave one of these down and drive it in. And the nice thing about that is if it gets stuck, that's fine. Just leave it in, back this out, and it's good. But also gives me the option of maybe being able to spin it a little bit and get a hold of it and be able to pull it back out. And that's what I ended up doing. So I took a longer pipe. I took a collar. Is it too tight? Nope, I got it. Anyway, I took a collar. I put it on my lathe, and then I didn't have to be too fussy, but I ground it down until it was small enough to be a pretty good fit. Screwed it on here. Let's do this. You can see that just fits. So then what I did, I was afraid I might not have the effect I want, is that maybe another part would bulge instead of this. So you can see it's all discolored. I took a torch and heated this up till it was kind of just starting to get red hot. Stuck this in the end here, drove it in with a hammer. I drove it all the way in that far. And these did mostly pop out, and then I was able to get a vice grip on the other end and then hammer it back out. So I got that out, and now this is what we have. Let's get a better look at that. Okay, you can still see a few dimples where these were, but it's got mostly a round shape, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it perfect, but I wanted to get it out far enough so that a guy could put some body filler in there and shape it to fit. And it's not going to be real thick. It'll just be a thin coat. So now the tailgate's officially done and we can move on. So here's how I want to get this bed straightened out. I did the same thing on my truck. What we're going to do is run the bar clamp across here. And then if you can just push that, clamp, snug it up. There we go. Okay, good enough. What we're going to do is just basically crank this down and it'll pull the bed sides together. We're going to need to put the tailgate on here so we can see where we're at. Maybe what we'll do is put a square on it, see where we're at. I think we just need to be at 90 degrees, but I'm concerned though that when we start pulling this together, there's no guarantee that it's going to stay at 90. We may end up pulling this side over, and this side is actually where it belongs. That's the one that's leaning out. So let me show you what I brought to ensure things stay put. Just made up a bracket here with angle iron. What we're going to do is clamp this down right here to this side. So then as we start pulling, this side can't go in. It'll hold this thing where it belongs. So let's get this thing clamped up. All right, so we're going to just right to the edge. I brought some small ones and some big ones. I think the more the better. All right. This one way out as far as we want. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right, let's go. We'll try it, see where we're at. I'm going to give you this end. So we just slide her in as far as it'll reach. Well, we're barely touching on this one, but okay, let's start cranking it. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Is it sliding off? Maybe we should change our. Just back it off. Let's see if we can get it onto it something a little more substantial because we're kind of on the edge of this thing. All right, I'm just going to kind of hold this in so in case it wants to pop out. Let's go ahead and crank and see if we can move it this way. Takes a little force.
It's coming. Is that staying?
We're hanging in. Yeah, we're doing okay.
Looks like it's sticking.
Okay. And we're probably going to have to take it beyond that. So once we get to vertical.
This is actually bowed out a little bit too. So.
Okay. Yeah, I still got a ways to go. Okay. Now, let's stop for a sec. I mean, we're looking good there. Now, when you back that off, it's going to open up again.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that.
So where do you think this is bending?
It's somewhere.
Just down here?
Somewhere in here.
Okay.
It'll get there.
Well, you can actually see where it came in, like a 3/16 or something.
All right, so let's back it out. You're going to see how much it recoils, and that'll give us an idea of. coming out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of have.
Well, it came in
Let's do this.
more than half, so.
I'm going to move this thing toward us a little bit so we can kind of just eyeball it.
Okay.
Because you're going to want to overshoot it now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
What, loosen it up a little for you? Or?
I'll go ahead and tighten it up again.
Okay.
Oh, yep.
You got it?
Yep. Hopefully you don't run out of threads. Is it hanging in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we barely got a catch on it, but it's enough.
Now we're starting to bend.
Yep,
in.
bring her all the way, probably all the way till it touches for sure. Because we gotta kind of overextend it. Yeah, keep her coming.
Uh-oh.
We're good. Just slipped off. Okay, let's see where we're at. I think we probably got most of it.
Yeah, it came in.
Let's let's work off of this and just see what it does. If it starts to bend in, we'll know right away.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if we can just get, there we go. Okay, there. It's already in. We're there. Interesting. It didn't take much.
Right.
A little more. It's pulling it in for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's back it out and see if it stays where we want it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We're close. Okay. Let's
We might need a little room in there too.
yeah, let's try the tailgate, see where we're at. Tell you what, I'll put the tailgate up if you want to bolt this one in on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, switch spots.
Yep.
I get this one if you'd rather use a box. Oh, yeah, there's room for that. Yeah. And just try to line that top hole, even though we don't have a bolt in here with this one, so it just is ballpark. Got it?
Yeah. Is it in too much now?
It's tight up against here right now. And that's lining up. This should be.
You can see where this is rubbing.
Oh,
before,
these are basically.
but they're not rubbing now. But this,
It will be.
pull it down.
Yeah, let's get these open. Okay.
Whoops. Hey, voila.
Okay. I don't think we want to bend it anymore. I think we got it. Yeah, yeah.
That'll should come in.
Okay, I think we got a really nice fit. It landed right where we want it. This edge is nice and straight here. So now we got just a little more work to do. We're missing the captive nut on the inside here and on here. And I broke this one off, so this is the only one that's still there, but I'm going to get a welder and get this one out. So I will get that out. And I think what we'll do on this side is put a couple nut certs in there and we'll be good to go. Let's take a quick look at one of the less exciting parts of a restoration project. You're going to have tons of small parts like this that just need to be cleaned up before they can be painted. So what we've got here is a couple of, I guess, part of a hinge for the tailgate. And they're just a little rusty. So we get in here with whatever tools we can reach. Here I'm just using a wire brush, but get in there as deep as you can and just get that surface rust out. Really nothing wrong with the inside of these, but it's nice to clean them up. Next thing I'm going to do is use a wire wheel to get the rest of the easy stuff off of here. This kind of work might seem a little mundane, but I like to call it gearhead meditation time. It's about 10 minutes at the wheel, just enough time to be alone with your thoughts and make a little progress at the same time. In addition to getting these things cleaned up and ready for paint, this also gives you a chance to get a closer look at things and see if there's any other repairs need to be done. If you look right there, we've got a crack starting right here at this intersection. And flip it over. Same thing on this side. This one's actually a little bit worse. It's, over the years just got fatigued right in there. So I'm going to weld these up and grind them off. And the other thing I want to do is just flatten these out. I'll put them up on the vise anvil, just flatten them out with a hammer. Okay, before I weld up this crack, I want to put just a small hole right here at the end of the crack, just a little something to help keep it from continuing. Kind of wandering. Okay, good. I think this is about 14 gauge, so I'm going to weld it like I would weld sheet metal. Instead of running just a long bead, I'll do a bunch of individual welds. I decided to go ahead and weld up the inside of these too, just to make sure I had a really good strong weld, since this is clearly a weak point. So now I'm just going to grab a die grinder and clean them out. Now we'll finish this up by cleaning it up with a flap disc. That'll do it. All right, we're all ground off. And the next thing I want to do is just flatten these out a little bit. Doesn't take much. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we're good there. Okay, both these are welded up, just about done. The last thing I want to do here, since I couldn't get inside there with a grinder, there's still a little surface rust. I'm just going to put some rust converter on that, let it dry, and then we'll be all done with these. All right, that'll do it. I'm just going to let these dry and then I'll rinse them off and I'll be done. All right, we're back in business here. We got Guy back, got Len. These guys, say hi everybody.
Hello.
Hello. All right, so the guy's working on pulling. We had a broken valve spring, and so Len bought all new springs. So he's gonna replace those, grind the valves, and just start tearing into the engine here. So I'm gonna leave those guys to that work, and I'm getting back on the frame here, as I mentioned.
You want me to start cleaning?
Let's see if I get some light. There it is. That's one crack I missed on the very front. So I'm going to start with that, get that cleaned up, and then I'll move on. The real job I was wanting to knock out today was to get this shaft replaced. This shaft is what the clutch and brake pedals ride on. And it goes all the way through to here. So I need to cut this away and get it out and weld in a new one. I started by taking a grinder and just creating a little V in there and cleaning it up. Now I'm just going to weld it up and I'll be back. There, welded up, ground off like it was never there. Okay, let's move on to this pedal shaft. You can see it's pretty worn in here. That's why we're replacing it. So the way this is installed right from the factory is they've got a couple of brackets, one on either side that hang below the frame here. They've got holes in them, and this runs right through. They've got it welded here, and they've welded it on the face here. So all I really need to do is probably cut this part of the shaft off completely, and then grind off this weld. Grind off this weld, and then I should be able to drive that out of there. So you can get a good look at this. This is a replacement shaft, identical to what came out of there, pretty stout. Now, this fits in here just like this. There we go. Fits just like that. And it is movable, so I want to make sure I get this in the right place. So what I'm going to do is start on this side. Now these trucks came from the factory, at least the frame, so it'd be easy to switch over to right-hand drive. So this is original and untouched. So I'm going to take a measure from here to here and make sure when I weld this in that I've got the exact same measurement there. All right, we're all welded in here, nice and solid. Now this is a piece we took out, and if you look close, you can see just how much wear is in there. And between this and the old bushings, I guess, I don't know if they even had bushings in the previous pedals, but between this and the pedal housing, that's where all our play came from. Now we've got these with the new bushings in them. There. Just a lot more solid, got rid of all that play. I think we were making good progress till the power went out. These guys have been lapping valves by candlelight here now for a while. You know, it's already old school enough, but with no electricity, now we're really going back.
We didn't need power for this.
No.
Manpower.
Just manpower and some light. But yeah, the valves are coming along. They're not perfect, but this thing ran really good last time we ran it, so it's only going to run better.
It doesn't feel as rough with this grinding.
And we had rain earlier, but now that it's not raining and it's dark inside, I thought I'd roll this out and start wire wheeling the frame. So it's a slow process, but I'm kind of working my way through here. So I've got myself up to that cross member right there. Removed the last cross member because that's the one that we had to add on to this. I don't know if you remember from one of our early videos. We actually had to weld on the back end of another frame here just to get it so we could put a factory cross member on, but we got that going. I'm getting it cleaned up, and I think really the only way to do a job like this is just to set a goal, not on getting the whole thing done, but getting a goal on, let's just get this section done and not worry about the rest, and then we'll move on and we'll say, let's just do this and not worry about the rest. And before you know it, we've worked our way all the way to the front. I didn't take time to close out the video while we were at Lens last time, so I thought I'd sit down now and just kind of wrap up what we worked on this video. So we started up by squaring up that box. We had that side that was leaning out. We got that all squared up, got the tailgate remounted, and it looks pretty good. I also fixed up those hinges that we had on there. Guy and Len have been doing a lot of work on the engine, and they got some valve work done. We've got one valve seal that's a little loose, and now we're trying to figure out what to do with that, or a valve guide, they call it. Looks like that might be a little bit involved, so I'm going to leave that in Guy's capable hands to figure out how they want to do that. And then lastly, I was focused on a lot of framework, so I did some welding. I got that pedal mount in. And you know what's funny about this is I thought I was done a couple of times ago with the welding on the frame, and I didn't see it in real time, but I actually discovered it when I was editing the video that there was a spot I missed. So I went back and I fixed that on this video. While I'm editing this video, I found another one just straight above it. So I've got one more to do, and I'll go back over it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure I haven't missed anything. But really what we're doing is working hard on getting that engine back together, getting the frame ready to go so that we can get some rust converter on it, get some paint on that. And then we'll move on and do some work with brake lines. We need to put springs in, shackles, all new hardware, and just kind of prepare that frame so when the body parts start coming back from the body shop that we've got a place to land them. So that's what we're working on. We'll keep after it. And I want to thank you for sticking around so far on this, and hope to see you next time.